Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economic Updates, Monday afternoon, July 29, 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Good afternoon, Dinar Recaps. Worldwide, people reject the central bank digital currency. Do people want central bank digital currencies, better known as CBDCs? Countries that have experimented with or launched digital versions of their respective currencies have witnessed little fanfare for these endeavors. Put simply, they are not appealing to the general public. Yet governments are still foisting them onto their populations, perhaps because they might be the greatest surveillance tool known to man. At the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, the Bahamas became the first nation in the world to issue a central bank digital currency. Whether it was out of fear that touching physical cash would result in COVID is unclear. But the Caribbean island made history nevertheless by unleashing the sand dollar digital currency. It maintains two forms: retail and wholesale. The former allows consumers to utilize the CBDC, while the latter is solely dedicated to financial institutions. Now, about 4 years after the sand dollar's introduction, it accounts for less than 1% of the money in circulation, as acceptance and usage by businesses and consumers remain limited. Additionally, digital wallet values tumbled to $12 million in the first 8 months of last year, the latest data, down from $49.8 million in the same period a year ago. China became one of the world's largest economies to introduce a central bank digital currency, known as the digital yuan or e-sini. It had been years in the making. And because the Asian powerhouse is a hyper-digital location, officials had high expectations and believed their communities would ebulliently embrace the e-sini. Today, there is very little action in the world of CBDCs. India's CBDC, the digital rupee, has experienced a decline in usage. Transaction rates had been solid in the months following its launch, mainly because the country's banks had disbursed employee benefits in CBDC units. However, more consumers and merchants have shrugged off the authoritarian digital payment innovation throughout 2024. With growing pushback, central banks have modified their expectations. According to a 2023 Business of International Settlements survey, the number of central banks that are very likely to issue a retail or wholesale CBDC within 3 to 6 years has diminished significantly from the 2022 survey. The Atlantic Council maintains a CBDC tracker, which shows that 36 countries are in the pilot phase. 30 are still in the development stage, and 44 are actively researching a central bank digital currency. 17 are inactive, while 2 have been canceled. What about the United States? The Federal Reserve insists that it is several years away from putting together a CBDC. Republican lawmakers have introduced legislation to put the kibosh on its creation. Former President Donald Trump and independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pledged to ban the formation of a CBDC. Indian expert says BRICS, SCO may merge in 5 years. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, may merge with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, within the next 5 years. Giving birth to a stronger entity with a more meaningful role, Rabinder Sachdev, president of the New Delhi-based analytical center, the Imagindia Institute, told TASS. Both BRICS and SCO are initially founded by China and Russia. Many big-picture goals of both organizations are same. It is necessary for both organizations to have very different roadmap in future. Otherwise, I have said many times that it is now time to consider merging of the SCO and BRICS into a single organization. If the BRICS countries work together strongly on some common agenda, then BRICS can have an important role. If BRICS becomes a strong organization, then it can play a very important role in building the new world matrix of the 21st century, he stressed. BRIC was established in 2006 by Brazil, Russia, India, and China. In 2011, South Africa joined the group, adding the S to the acronym. Set up in 2001 in Shanghai, the SCO initially included 6 countries, namely Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, China, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. India and Pakistan joined in 2017. Iran was admitted to the organization at the SCO Virtual Summit in early July. XRP News Today. Ripple led $1.5 billion token flood to hit market in August. August is a major month for crypto token unlocks, with nearly $1.5 billion worth of tokens hitting the market. Ripple leads the pack with a $609 million XRP unlock, followed by Avalanche and Wormhole. Numerous other projects, including Sway, DYDX, ZetaChain, Immutable X, Aptos, The Sandbox, Starknet, and Arbitrum. XRP this morning 61 cents, up 0.54%. Swiss regulator FINMA targets stablecoin issuers in new proposal. As stablecoins continue to gain traction globally, regulatory initiatives such as FINMA's guidance are likely to influence policies in other jurisdictions. In a move aimed at bolstering regulatory oversight and mitigating financial risks, the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, FINMA, has proposed new guidelines for stablecoin issuers. The proposal comes amid growing concerns over the potential impact of stablecoins on regulated institutions and the broader financial ecosystem. Stablecoins, digital assets linked to the value of traditional currencies or other assets, have experienced increased adoption. However, their rapid growth has also prompted global regulatory concerns due to potential illicit activity and misuse. In its guidance issued on July 26, FINMA emphasized that stablecoin issuers must be subject to the same anti-money laundering (AML) obligations as traditional financial institutions. This includes verifying the identity of stablecoin holders and establishing the identity of beneficial owners. In addition to AML compliance, FINMA explained how stablecoin issuers can operate without a banking license if they meet certain conditions. It claims that these conditions ensure depositors are protected, and issuers must have a bank guarantee in case of default. While FINMA claims its measures boost depositor protection, they do not match the security of a banking license. Still, the regulator is committed to mitigating default guarantee risks and ensuring stablecoin issuers meet robust standards to safeguard customers. The stablecoin sector has experienced exponential expansion in recent times, reaching an unprecedented market capitalization in 2023. In response, global regulators are hastening to establish guidelines for this rapidly evolving sector. According to the PwC Global Crypto Regulation Report 2023, at least 25 countries, including Switzerland, had implemented stablecoin regulations or legislation by the year's end. Malaysia sends application to Russia to join BRICS, PM. Lavrov promised that as the BRICS president, Russia will help Malaysia promote its interest to the partnership with the association. Tokyo, July 28. TASS. Malaysia has sent an application for BRICS membership to Russia, which is currently holding BRICS presidency, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said. Malaysia has sent a letter of application to join the BRICS organization to Russia as the BRICS chairman. Besides expressing openness to participate as a member country or strategic partner, the Bernama news agency quoted him as saying. Earlier on Sunday, Anwar Ibrahim met with visiting Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. According to the Malaysian Prime Minister, the conversation focused on Malaysia's application to join BRICS, which, in his words, will have a considerable potential for both sides. Anwar and Lavrov also discussed the current situation in Palestine, with Malaysia emphasizing the urgent need for a permanent ceasefire and rapid humanitarian aid in Gaza. As well as Palestine's acceptance as a full member of the United Nations, the agency said. Regarding Ukraine, Anwar also called for dialogue and discussion as the means to resolve the conflict. Lavrov promised that as the BRICS president, Russia will help Malaysia promote its interest to the partnership with the association. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.